Ayo, welcome into CHGO Bets Daily, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app today and use promo code CHGO when you sign up. I don't know if that's actually active or not. Don't sign up with that code. Don't do that.
I think it is a thing. They're just not like the presenting sponsor anymore, right? I don't know if I'm even allowed to say that live on our YouTube.
We're gonna double check. Don't use that code. Don't use that code, folks. We love DraftKings Sportsbook. Use DraftKings Sportsbook, number one sportsbook out there. Don't use that code. I don't think we should use that code. Anyways, hello, Jack. Hello, Cody. I'm your host, Sean Anderson. Welcome into CHGO Bets Daily, a remote version of CHGO Bets Daily. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. You can follow Bets account at CHGO_Bets. You can follow Cody on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. We are partners in degeneracy. Cody, how you doing?
The Cubs have won 8 of 10, so I'm better than I was before the last 10 games.
Amen. So you're in a good mood, and it's just going to crumble if they lose tonight.
Probably, yeah, because they're playing a team that's lost 7 in a row. So if they lose,
they're due.
Yeah, they're due, but I don't want the Cubs to be the reason they're due. So they got Stroman on the mound tonight, who's been arguably the best pitcher in the National League all season. So I feel good about our chances, Sean.
And Johan Oviedo on the bump for Pittsburgh. An interesting game. We also got the Sox and the Rangers again. Dylan Cease versus Nathan Eovaldi. I'll have a bet from that game. And, of course, everyone's favorite game, the game that everyone's looking forward to. I will have a home run bet in the Royals and Tigers game, everybody.
That's what everyone wants to know, man. Royals and Tigers. Hell yeah.
Woo! Shout out to Sarah, too, for producing the show. Shane jumping in the comments saying, double house mortgage on Cubs money line, baby. Hashtag vibes. Vibe with us. Vibe with Cody. Cody, the Marcus Stroman angle here is very, very interesting. Where should people play their bets tonight? And any Stroman-specific ones? Him to record a win?
Perhaps. You can get him over 4.5 strikeouts at -120 right now on DraftKings Sportsbook, which I don't hate. I don't hate it. I'm not going to play it, though. But to record a win, +165. Again, Pirates have lost 7 in a row. Stroman's been very good. The Cubs have been scoring for him lately. They scored for him his last time out against the Pirates. Outs recorded over 17.5. So what that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, or 18. So you need him to go 6 innings. He can do that. That's at -190 though. So I'm surprised that they have it set at that.
But him to record a win?
To record a win at +165 is not a bad bet today.
I like that number.
I don't think it's a bad bet. Hits allowed. They have Stroman at 5.5 at -140. I kind of like the under at +105. The Pirates' offense was pretty dead last night. So yeah,
I don't think we should overthink this. I think to record a win at +165 is a great number, especially Oviedo at +185. Again, you mentioned Stroman being the tops of the NL. I'm not trying to bash Oviedo because he did work against our White Sox. But, Stroman's been incredibly impressive. This is a contract year for him, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. He has an opt-out, so yes.
Okay. He can get a raise if he plays well enough. I honestly think that, betting great pitchers is always a good angle just because, again, he's going to have 25 of 33 quality starts or, good starts. Usually probably going to win about 15 of them. I don't know. I really like that angle because, as you mentioned, Pirates are losers of 7 straight.
Yeah, they just haven't played well. They had bad defense last night on top of, just not being able to get runners in when they had opportunities. This is the right time to start fading the Pirates. If you haven't already, I think it's a great time to fade the Pirates. So that's kind of my angle. Now, as far as a bet that I really do like, I love Christopher Morel over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs at +110. Guy had 3 hits in last week's game against I can't say his name.
Johan Oviedo.
Oviedo, thank you.
No, good.
Over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at plus 110. I think you get plus money. And he went 3 for 5 in that game with a couple doubles. He scored a few runs too. The Cubs scored 10 runs in that game, I believe. Or maybe it was 7 runs. Whatever. Not a lot of runs. They scored some runs.
A lot more than the other team.
Yeah, a lot more than the other team. So I like that play. I like Ian Happ over 1.5 hits plus runs and RBIs too, but it's at minus 110, so it's pretty even. He had a great game in this same matchup last week, and I like almost any Cubs. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I like almost any Cubs hitter hitting prop, especially Mike Tauchman. You can get him over 1.5 total bases at plus 155. That hit I took that yesterday, and that hit in the 3rd inning. He had 3 or 4 hits last night.
Talkamania, brother. It's running wild.
You got to ride the hot hand, man. And he's getting the most plate appearances, and he's giving you quality at bats. He's getting on base.
It really seems, Cody, just to step in here, like 1 through 7, and Morel is the 7th hitter, if I'm not mistaken, unless they moved him up. He had a triple last time against Oviedo. It really just seems like now Cubs are kind of fully healthy. I mean, you look up and down the lineup, and I mean, you got Bellinger in there at first base. It doesn't really seem like there are any gaps in this Cubs roster. So it just seems like, again, as you mentioned, like fade the cold team and ride the hot team, just because, we know the Cubs weren't this bad. We saw the start that they got off to this season, and, their kind of run recently has pushed you down a dark path. And glad to see you're seeing the light. I mean, you're wearing the Superman shirt today. I think you're going to be saving Metropolis, or where the fuck that guy's from.
Yeah. Metropolis.
Okay. I don't know.
I believe that is correct. Yes. Yeah. So anyway, I like those plays. I already took Morel, like I said, with the hits plus runs RBIs. I'm probably going to take Tauchman too at plus 155 on the total basis, because I think he could have at least he could have 2. He's hitting a lot of singles, so it might take 2 hits tonight. But the way he's hitting, he hit a home run on Sunday, so I'm jumping in on the hot hand with him. So I think any hitting prop for the Cubs tonight is a good bet. Again, in 2 of the 3 games they played the Pirates last week, they scored double-digit runs.
Right.
They scored 8 last night. So the only other 2 games where they didn't score 10, they scored 7 and they scored 8. So the offense has played really well against the Pirates all around, and especially against the Pirates bullpen. They got to the Pirates bullpen a little early last night. Like, it's coming in pretty taxed because they're just getting pounded by every team they're playing right now. So you mentioned Happ earlier, and just he had 2 hits not even 5 days ago, like you said, on June 15th, over 100 miles per hour, a single and a double off Oviedo. So I mean, as you're saying, just like really any of these Cubs batter props could be profitable. And you want to go narrative based, Ian Happ is from Pittsburgh, so he loves coming back to Pittsburgh and playing the Pirates.
Plus 700 to homer.
Well, he's got 5 homers on the year. I don't like that bet, just because he's just not hitting a lot of homers.
Yeah, but I mean, again, familiar matchup against Oviedo. He had a 100.8 mile per hour double that went 202 feet, and then a 102.8 single that went 208 feet. I mean, those are just well struck balls. I don't know. I do really like the angle of I just saw that guy. The familiarity, I think, is huge. And Seiya also, I think, ripped one off of him. Seiya hit a line out 108.8. Him at plus 700. I'm the homer guy. I like those 2 homer props. Just listening to you, Happ and Suzuki at plus 700.
Yeah. Even Morel is a good bet to homer too. He didn't do much last night, but he seems to be seeing the ball really well right now. So the only thing is just like, I think in June, the Cubs have the lowest slugging percentage in all of baseball, which is hilarious considering how many runs they're scoring, but that's just because they're not hitting a lot of homers. They've had a few games where they've had 2-3 homers out of people, but it's just not a consistent thing. And so they didn't hit a homer last night, so maybe they hit a homer tonight. So,
and I mean, even, Hap being at 5, we know that he can get red hot, and he was an all-star last year. So, I mean, maybe he's a guy that starts turning it around. Dansby's been over 25 the past 2 years. So him, it's plus 650. Oviedo doesn't have reverse split. So I am kind of surprised to see the lefties in Tauchman and Hap, since he'll be flipped over, and even Bellinger at plus 600, plus 700, and then Tauchman at plus 900. I do like those looks just for home run plays. I know James is always hanging out with us. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll jump in and talk about the Chicago White Sox. Baseball is back, and I know everyone wants to hit a home run, but you can't do that when your untrimmed bush is starting to look like Wrigley Field. I guess beautiful and historic, but I mean, it is hair and not a baseball field. So I guess that's the difference. Get your game on point with Manscaped, and you can start scoring on and off the field with their top-notch grooming products trusted by 8 million men worldwide. Grab some Cracker Jacks, a hot dog, and the Lawnmower 4.0, and let's play ball. Don't forget to use code CHGO for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Manscaped has the full package for your package this season, the Performance Package 4.0. Checks every box and is the 5-tool star you've been searching for your balls club. Also included the Weed Whacker, the nose and ear trimmer provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which prevents nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate holes. And also, you can clean up below the waist in 2023 with the best lineup from Manscaped. They have a ton of great products like the Crop Preserver Reviver. So once you are done, trimming and getting yourself looking good, you can keep them revived and preserved. So trim your bat and balls with Manscaped to get into the MVP discussion this season. Most valuable player, of course, with code CHGO for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with code CHGO at manscaped.com. White Sox take on the Ranger. Do you have a hit parlay? I don't mean to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I do the hit parlay before we move to White Sox?
I don't mean to steamroll you, Cody. My bad.
No, you're good. So we came up 2 legs short last night, but I'm going back to them, and it's Morel, Hap. Those guys didn't get hits last night. I'm going back to them because I think they're going to get hits tonight. So give me Hap and Morel and Nico Horner, who all 3 had good games against Oviedo last week. So $10 at $10 wins you 28 at plus 185. You'll get more if you use that 20% boost on DraftKings Sportsbook. But I'm not, because I want the no sweat same game parlay. So if it doesn't hit, I get my $10 back.
So that's it. I like it. No worries there. And yeah, all sport, no sweat. You can get a bonus bet back if your same game parlay or same game parlay X loses. I lost mine last night. No shocker. I don't win much parlays. But I'm putting a $5 bonus bet on Matt Vierling to homer. Royals versus Tiger. Matt Vierling, a righty, versus Daniel Lynch for the Tigers. I do like righties in that park just because there is that lower fence in left field for the Tiger. But there's this guy followed DGen Eli on Twitter, and he's just noted that there's been a ton of hard hit balls for Vierling, and being at plus 650. I saw that, and my impatient ass couldn't wait, and I said, "Oh, there you go, bet on that." So I'll bet on Matt Vierling to homer at plus 650.
Shout out to DGen Eli then.
Yeah, we're all DGens. And then the other 2 that I did, I'm going to tail. I don't know if I'm tailing you, but Marcus Stroman to record a win at plus 165. I do like that look. And then in the Rangers White Sox game specifically, Nathan Eovaldi over 6.5 strikeouts at plus 130. Dylan Cease is also at 6.5 over or under. But for him to go over, it's at minus 120. I do think that Cease goes over in this matchup. I am worried that he'll give up a homer or 2. Just that's the type of hitters in this Rangers lineup. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to be swinging first pitch. If he's able to get those swings and misses, great. And I think it leads to some Ks. But I also do think that this Rangers team is so powerful that he can really get some damage done against them. But you look at Eovaldi, 9Ks, 6Ks, 7Ks, 4Ks, 5Ks, 5Ks, 12Ks, 5Ks, 8Ks, 7Ks, 5Ks, 5Ks, 7Ks, 666. He's just, consistently around 5+. And knowing this White Sox lineup, knowing this White Sox team, knowing how poorly they do against right-handers, I do think Eovaldi goes over 6.5. And at plus money, who doesn't love plus money? Plus 130. I think that's a great bet for the Rangers and White Sox game. But I also think, if you do have that no sweat same game parlay and you're looking for something, I think that Cease going over 6 at minus 245, Eovaldi going over 6 at minus 150. And then, Corey Seager, not Corey Seager. That's, I don't know those odds. Nathaniel Lowe to get a hit. Leody Taveras to get a hit. Well, why don't we pick Taveras just for the fun of it? And then there you go. That's a parlay that didn't build.
All right.
I'm sorry. That's a parlay that is at plus 285. So if that, if you're looking for some parlay, Eovaldi 6+ strikeouts, Cease 6+ strikeouts, and Taveras, I would pick a lefty Ranger to get a hit. So either Taveras or Lowe. But yeah, it does seem like another matchup where I wouldn't put money on the White Sox, but I wouldn't be surprised if they won. But being 12 games under 500, going up against a good Rangers team and a pitcher that's paid well, I do like the Rangers look in this matchup.
Yeah, and Eovaldi's kind of put himself in the Cy Young race in the American League, so
yay! So glad we get to face him.
Yeah, that's
2.59 ERA and a ton of strikeouts. Fun,
and he's a righty, right? And I know the Sox struggle against right-handed pitching.
Well, that's the thing is they're really bad, so they just kind of struggle. Last year they were really bad against righties. Now they're just really bad against any pitchers. If you have an arm, you're going to beat the White Sox.
If you have an arm,
it's true.
Fair. You said it, not me. The record speaks for itself. I'm looking at the run line right now. They're plus 130, like you said. Yeah. I can't believe it's only minus 145. I thought yesterday's I knew yesterday was because the Sox hadn't announced the starter yet and everything. And I was like, that's so low for a red hot team coming into the cell to play you guys.
I don't really get that line. So if I was going to suggest to a side, I guess I would pick the Sox straight up, just because, to your point, we got the Rangers at plus money yesterday and they threw out Tanner Banks. That just seemed pretty clear that, Andrew Heaney was going to have a field day and, the White Sox just weren't going to score any runs. I don't know if they're going to score any runs against Eovaldi, but the Rangers might not score any runs against Cease. Cease has dominated them before. I think he's had 11+ Ks before against the Rangers. So, as long as he's locating, he should be able to be dominant. He was one of the most dominant pitchers last year, and he still has the stuff. So I do like plus 125 for the Sox. I just wouldn't add it to a parlay.
Yeah. I'm curious about Cease and the walks. I know the walks can be a problem for him to where he's not able to go as deep in the game as you want. And so that's why, not that the Sox bullpen has been April bad, but
it's been used a lot. They just had a bullpen game yesterday, so they'll need length for Cease.
Okay.
But yeah, you bring up the walks, 3 walks, 2 walks, 3 walks, 4 walks, 2 walks. The line set it over 2.5. And I think you could actually get that at plus 150. I'm not playing a walk prop because if over 2.5 walks hit, yes, I'll win a bet, but I'll also be sick to my stomach. So I just can't play that market. But I don't hate the look, especially because it's at plus 150, and he has been pretty wild, and I think he will nibble with this Rangers team. But yeah, that's why I wouldn't bet Cease to get a win tonight, because I don't know if he goes 6 innings. Because he just has a lot of difficulties with that, and if he is going to be striking out a lot of guys, I think it's going to take a lot of pitches, just because he's not usually.
It's just a efficient, deep lineup for the Rangers too, like every hitter.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, absolutely. I think all the way down to the 7 hitter, they have a OPS of 785. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
All right, Cody, it was fun.
Well, I will take the Rangers on the run line tonight. That's my bet.
All right. Well, then I would then, even though it's at plus 150, or minus 150. Now I would suggest add the White Sox run line at plus 1.5 to any parlay, because there is still a chance that the Rangers win and screw you over. I don't know if I love run lines, just because
I've been doing them all year with the A's, but I just feel like.
What's your record on that?
I don't know. I didn't keep it, but it was profitable until they got hot, and I haven't bet them in recent days. So I'm waiting for them to get cold again.
I
So,
saw some stat. It was like that 7-game win streak is the only time in history, betting history, where an MLB team has been bigger than a plus 140 dog in each of the games and have won. And they were at like plus 200. Like if you
yeah.
bet the A's on that streak, that's the most profitable you could have ever been in MLB straight betting.
Yeah.
So, hey folks, sometimes it pays to just bet the A's for a little giggle.
Sometimes it pays to bet on the worst team in baseball.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
And sometimes it doesn't. Final White Sox prop, because I just know we usually have some people just waiting for homer props, like our guy James. If you are looking for anything, Nathaniel Lowe plus 500 to homer and Adolis Garcia plus 400. I know that guy's hitting a homer at guaranteed rate field sometimes this series. So, and he also damages sliders, I think, to the best tune this year in the major league. So, Cease is known for that slider, and Adolis Garcia is known for killing it. So those are the two homer props I like. That's Cody Delmendo. You can follow him on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. If there's any Cubs news, he'll obviously keep you updated. You guys got a pregame tonight?
I don't think so. I think it's just post game tonight.
Post game. We have a pregame and a post game.
All right.
So
well, I'll see you at the studio tonight.
We'll have you covered for both your Cubs and Sox. Follow Cody on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. Follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. You can follow the show on Twitter at CHGO_Bets. Thank you to Sarah for producing the show, and we will talk to you tomorrow when we're millionaires.